welcome back to my channel. Thank you for returning for another Vlogmas. Today is December the 4th, 2019, and I'm on my way to work, of course. Seems like that's the only time I have to create these videos. So, today, what is the topic for the discussion? What's the Vlogmas for today, y'all? Well, 'tis the season. I have to do a Vlogmas when I get back to the house because I didn't even show y'all the giveaway stuff. But as you know, I am doing a giveaway. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers. Right now, y'all don't even have 100. So here's the thing. I might do a two-part to this, giveaway, because I don't even have 100 subscribers yet. What is the tea? Why? What's going on? Why y'all taking so long? Why y'all taking so long to hit that subscribe button? You watching the videos? I mean, I see you watching. I mean, share it. You know what I'm saying? Comment. Talk to your girl. Talk back to me so I can know what's going on. Let's see. So I can know, what's popping, what I should talk about, what y'all want to hear about, see about, more of the motherhood, this journey of how I became a single mom when we were planning a baby with my husband, when I was planning a baby with my husband, child. And before my baby before I even seen that ultrasound, baby, he decided he was gone, baby. Okay, so, do y'all want to hear about that? Because, it's story time. It is story time. But I know I done told my story 1,000, many, and plenty of times. However, I want to tell the story of what did I finally do to conceive. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about today. And I don't know if I'm going to be having the time before I get to work to talk about this. But what did I do different to conceive? Okay, so me and my husband have been trying for years and years and years to have a baby. We actually tried medication the last round to get pregnant, but before that we also tried medication another time back in 2012, which was Clomid at the time, to try to conceive without no veil. So this time around, what I did different out of all the tries, because we had actually started doing the medication. Well, I started taking the medication June 2018 is when I started taking the medication. And so, which the medication that I was on or prescribed was called Femara. It's also known by letrozole. I will put both of the names in here so you can see how to spell it, what to ask your doctor for if Clomid hasn't worked or you're willing to try it. Now, I'm not a doctor. I am not a licensed professional. I am just simply telling you my story and what I took to help me conceive. With the letrozole, Clomid didn't help me. Clomid did not help me conceive. The letrozole helped me ovulate. Okay, so let's go back to what was my issue with the fertility. My husband did not have a fertility issue. It was just myself. And I have been diagnosed with PCOS, and they found out that I do not ovulate on my own. So I have a lot of symptoms with the PCOS, but I did not suffer with the polycystic ovaries. So I didn't have a lot of cysts on my ovaries, but I had a lot of other underlying issues with that is persistent with the polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS. I was borderline diabetic. Actually, I became diabetic and I got diagnosed with that right before I found out I was pregnant. So in the midst of me trying to get pregnant, I went to a endocrinologist, and they discovered that my levels were high. It was like 7.1, I believe. My A1 levels. So she told me that she didn't want me to continue to, and this was in October. I remember this, October 2018, sorry. She told me she didn't want me to continue to take an letrozole or trying to have a baby at that time, because I need to be placed on a different medication to help with my diabetes, to control it. And once that would go down, then I probably could try to start again. But because my levels were so high, she didn't want me to keep doing that because my baby would be at risk. Now I'm gonna get into that more later, because that has a lot to do with my story as far as the trying to conceive stuff. But anyway, in June of 2018, my doctor put me on Femara. We started at 2.5 milligrams for 5 days. So what happened was I actually, she sent me to get a HSG test done, and I got that done. I was so nervous about it and everything like that. But anyway, through this whole process, my husband was not there when I got the SHGs done, but he was on the phone with me right before, and we was talking about it, and I was telling him I got nervous. He was like, "It's nothing to be nervous about, this and that third, this and that third." But I had read up on it, and in online, it scares you. If you go online to try to get information about anything, they will scare you, honey. Okay? So I was hearing about the horror stories. Oh, it hurt, it's painful, this and that third, all these different things. And so that made me tense up and made me scared. The procedure itself didn't last no more than 5 minutes. It probably won't even 5 minutes. It was very quick. Did I have pain? I did. I did read up that you should take Tylenol or aspirin or something like that prior to you having a procedure. Now, they do go into your cervix. She goes into your cervix, and they place this long tube, a balloon. They blow it up. They place this long tube with dye in it. It's a liquid, and they squirt the thing up while you are being while you are being monitored visually through a ultrasound. They do that to your ovaries and your uterus and all that stuff like that to see if you have any blockages. So it's a dye to go up there, and they're watching the screen as they place the dye liquid in there. And so it was very fast. I didn't have any blockages, and it did pinch, and it was a little painful. It was more uncomfortable, and I was tense. I was tense because I heard all the horror stories and how painful it was, and because it really wasn't really that bad. It really won't. It did feel like, and I will, because somebody did say this too, and it really did feel like that. It felt like a very painful period cramp. If you are the type of woman like myself, had very painful period cramps. It was felt like that. So it really wasn't like painful. No, they don't give you no numbing or nothing like that. They just go in there. It was uncomfortable. It was painful. It probably would have been less if I wasn't so tense. So don't believe all the horror stories. Go in there and if you lose, just like when you get an ultrasound, just like when you get a pelvic exam, you going for your OBGYN, you get a pelvic exam, and they have to put their little instrument up your stuff or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. TMI for the men or whoever. This is definitely not for children, so please don't have your kids listening to this. But so if you're not tense, and if you relax your body and muscles and don't hold like that, it's not painful. It's not painful if you relax. So if I would have gone in the mindset of that and just relax, I would have been better. But I was anxious, I was nervous, a whole lot of thoughts was going through my mind. Mostly, I was saying to myself, is this the reason why I have not conceived? Do I have a blockage? I was nervous and worried about that. So as I seen it on screen, I didn't have no blockage. She was talking to another doctor in there. She was like, they're clear when she was doing it, and I could see the liquid flowing through my tubes. I have read a lot of places, let me side note to this, that once you get that test done, it is more likely, a lot of times people end up pregnant right after they have that, or close after they have that procedure done, they end up pregnant. So I'm just throwing that out there to let y'all know that's what's been said. Okay, so fast forward to June, I was on that. I did not conceive in July. I was still on the 2.5 millimeters 5 times. I mean, for 5 days. For 5 days, the Femara. Okay, so how you take this Femara this is how you have to do this. So let me just say, for those who don't know what Femara is, how it works, why you use it. I was not ovulating. Femara helps you to ovulate. It's something similar to Clomid. It has less side effects and stuff like that. And it's a longer, you can take it up for a longer duration than you can for Clomid. Because for Clomid, I think you can only take it up to 6 times your entire life, and you're not supposed to take it no more. I believe. Don't quote me, I'm not sure. But so how it works is, okay, you have a cycle. This is how you do it. You have a cycle. So once your cycle starts on the 5th day of your cycle, so say for instance, TMI, but this is into it, how I became pregnant. Once your period comes on, the day it comes on and it's a full-blown bleed, red blood, it's full-blown, that's cycle day 1. So once that's cycle day 1, so on cycle day 5, after your period came on cycle day 1, and whether you have a cycle for 3 days to 7 days, or however that works, it doesn't matter. Whatever day cycle day 1 starts, the 5th day of your cycle, for that cycle, you take the Clomid, 1 pill, or depending on what the prescription is. So in this case scenario, I was taking 2.5, which is 1 pill. I had to take 2.5 once a day for 5 days. So I was taking on cycle day 5, cycle day 6, cycle day 7, cycle day 8, cycle day 9. On cycle day 9, I didn't take it anymore. Then what I had to do was wait to about cycle day 13, 14 approximately. What you want to do is have intercourse, have sex, because you're planning all this out. Okay? On cycle day 14 is normal for the average person to ovulate. So I had to take ovulation predictor kits, which are little strips you pee on to see if you are about to release a follicle or egg. Okay, so I had to take those, and I started taking those on cycle day 11. Okay, so I started taking cycle day 11. My personal body did not actually see a surge or a positive OPK to show that I was ovulating until cycle day 18, cycle day 19. Now, I was closely monitored, so I had to around cycle day 13 go get an ultrasound through my physician, because we were trying to have this baby. So I was closely monitored on everything. So in July, after the first I took the first round of Femara in July, when I was supposed to peak, or ovulation was supposed to be near, I went and took an ultrasound, and the ultrasound showed that I did ovulate. Yes, I did, but I did not ovulate around, it's called a 21 progesterone test. I had to get that done. And it showed that I did ovulate, or I was about to ovulate, and I think I had 1 follicle. So, anyway, long story short, I did this process in June, July, August, September, and then October. So in September, I did the same procedure, everything I did, except for I had increased it. By this time, my doctor had increased it. So we taking 2.5 milligrams. I was taking the 5 megagrams of Femara. And I was taking the 5 megagrams of Femara. I'm sorry this video is getting long, y'all, but I want to tell y'all my story. So anyway, that was in September, and I had to do the follicle exam. So here's the thing: when I was taking that, I went in for an ultrasound in, I want to say October. I have the exact date, and it is, I think it was October. I have the exact date on my she gave me a printout of it. So that was my very first ultrasound printout, and I wasn't pregnant, but she was showing me the follicle. She said it was mature enough. Girl, my husband came to that visit, actually. She was like, it's a go ahead. Y'all need to be baby dancing, which is in having intercourse, you know, to catch this egg, because you got this egg and it's mature, and this might be the cycle that you're going to conceive, because it's very positive. So her and her nurse, my doctor and the nurse, was all positive. My husband was all positive. He was asking all these questions. This is like the second or third time he had came to my doctor's appointment with me while we were trying to conceive. And so he was all excited. He was like, yeah, so that means we got to do it, this and that third. Okay, so, okay, we're going to get busy. You know, he was just into it, you know, whatever. I had to just say that because y'all, listen, y'all just don't understand. Okay, I'm going to cut this part out, because I might cut that part out, because it's just frustrating to know that a person would go with you through all of this, and you don't know when it happened, but decide the moment I got pregnant that he won't there. It just makes me cringe. It just bothers me. But anyway, so yeah, we took a picture of it. They took a picture out of the follicle and everything like that. I might insert a picture of it to show you that ultrasound and everything like that. And needless to say, that cycle, I did not conceive. Now, that was in September, and then that was in October. Right after that, I had a doctor's appointment to the endocrinologist. And this is why I said I was going to revisit this story. And this is why I said that. The endocrinologist told me to stop. So once the endocrinologist told me that that cycle, well, no, I had took my last, this is October, so I was on another cycle of Femara, and because I knew my insurance was about to, in October, I knew my insurance was about to change. I hold on, let me get back to you. Okay, I'm back. I believe I was saying something about it was October and my insurance was changing, so I didn't know if I didn't know if the new insurance was gonna cover fertility treatments. So that cycle was in October. I went ahead and I took 7.5 milligrams. So I took 5.5 for 2 days. I think 2 days I took 5 milligrams, and then the 3 days I took the 7.5, and that was all the pills I had left. So I went ahead and just took all the rest of the pills, just took them all. Okay, so of the Femara, I took the rest of the Femara, and that was it. So I took the 2, and okay, I had been experimenting with cycle days to take the pills. So that also was a different thing. So at first my doctor had put me on cycle day 5 through 9. Then she changed it to cycle day 3 to 7. So for the first 2 rounds, I took it 5 through 9. And then a round after that, I took, well, no, for the first round, I took it 5 to 9. And then 2 rounds after that, I believe, or 3 rounds after that. I took it from cycle day 3 to cycle day 7. So this last final round, I took it on cycle day 5 through 9. The reason why I did that was because I was ovulating later in my cycles. I was like ovulating on cycle day 18 through cycle day 21 was the days that I was actually ovulating. So because I pushed it further out, I wanted to have and because I know I was actually ovulating every single cycle that I was taking it for Mara, I was actually ovulating. But because I wanted to take it, later to have a stronger ovulation. So, yeah, I did that. Now, keep in mind, I went to the doctor in October as well, to the endocrinologist. I forgot all about that. I had took that last thing, but I was in my 2-week waits during the time I went to the doctor, the endocrinologist, and she wanted me to stop doing it, stop trying to conceive. So that cycle I knew was my last cycle of trying to conceive for a while. I knew that I was going to stop trying to conceive for a while because of what the doctor had told me about my baby. When she said that, immediately I just thought about my baby. I didn't want my baby to have illnesses or suffer with, different type of deformities or whatever, because that's what she was saying. What happened if I had a baby with my A1 being so high and my diabetes, the high risk, that the factors that it factored in. So I told my husband right after I came from that doctor's appointment that we were no longer going to try to conceive. And he asked me why, and I told him what was going on and what the doctor said, and his response was, well, them doctors can't tell you that, because what God has for you is for you. So it don't matter what no doctor say. If God wants you to have this baby, you're going to have this baby. So he was all down for it. He wanted to have a baby. He still was talking about the baby and this and that and the third, and encouraging me and whatnot. And I needed to hear those words from my husband. And he told me just like that. So he was like, don't worry about what people say. You talking about stopping and this and that third. But I was really serious about the stopping. I really was. So anyway, let's take this in. Anyway, oh God, I hope it's the same sauce. Oh, I hope it's the same barbecue sauce. Honey, if it's not, Anyway, so yeah, that's what was that. And that's the cycle I conceived. That's the cycle I actually conceived too. The cycle I said I was not going to try to conceive no more. I did take an OPK. I did find out I was ovulating. I use ovulation predictor kits. I used certain apps. I use the Glow app. I use the Flow app, the Glow app, and I use the app called I have to show you all the stuff I use, because I use like 3 different apps. My husband actually had the app too. He had the Glow app downloaded, and we were corresponding like that. He'll know exactly when I was ovulating and all those type of things. So and that's now throughout this process, I gave you the rundown version, but throughout that process, we were using different methods. We were using the pre-seed. I was taking, oh yeah, when I went to the endocrinologist, they did some tests. No, I went to another doctor. They told me that my levels of my vitamin D was down. So I started talking. That cycle, I also took vitamin D. That's the change that I added. The 7.5 prayer, that was also the cycle that I did the 31-day prayer. Because my cousin had mentioned it. So it was in October, 31 days of prayer. I did the 31 days of prayer. That was different. The 7.5 from her, that was different. The vitamin D, that was different. And we only actually had sex one time that cycle. And I had a positive OPK that said I was about to ovulate, and we had sex that day. And that was the difference. Okay. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But right now, I gotta go put pause for the calls. I'm at work, and I'm about to go clock in. So if I remember anything else, I'll met you with it. But this is Vlogmas.